Welcome to this week's session of Read the Bible Together. And we are continuing our year in the Old Testament and continuing the story of Abram from last week, where God promised Abram descendants as many as the stars in the sky. And so this story is about Abraham and Sarah's visitors. And you'll notice that Abram now goes by Abraham in his new land as he awaits God's promise to come true. So we will, of course, read from the Spark Story Bible from SparkHouse Publishing, and you can follow along in Genesis. It's multiple chapters, so maybe a chapter each day for the week, but it's chapters 15, 16, 17, 18, and 21. So follow along and take your time in reading the story. There's many details about God's relationship with the people and the special relationship with Abraham and Sarah. When Abram was 99 years old, he and his wife Sarai were still waiting for God's promise of a huge family to come true. Abram was getting frustrated and he asked God, "What are you waiting for?" And God spoke to Abram, "I will keep my promise and I will change your names. Instead of Abram, you will be Abraham, and instead of Sarai, your wife will be Sarah." And Abraham was afraid of what God said. He thought he was too old to become a father of so many people, and his wife too old to have children. He fell on his face and peeked up with one eye. Could God really make such a thing happen? Later, as Abraham was sitting by the tent, he saw three strangers walking toward him. Abraham squinted into the sun and wondered who would be visiting him on such a hot day. And you can see there Abraham sitting at his tent and the three figures off in the distance in the bright, hot sun of the day. "Hi," Abraham said when they arrived. "You must be tired of traveling. Would you like to sit down and rest and have some food?" Quickly, Abraham asked Sarah to make some bread. He ordered a servant to prepare some meat, and Sarah stood hiding in the tent listening to the visitors. Who are they? Why had they come to her house? And why were they talking about her? She leaned in a little closer. "Your wife Sarah will have a son," the visitors said to Abraham. Sarah started to laugh. Didn't they know that she was too old to have a child? The visitors looked up. "Why is Sarah laughing?" they asked. "Doesn't she believe God's promise will happen?" God's promise to Abraham did happen. Sarah had a baby boy and named him Isaac, which means laughter. Abraham and Sarah's family grew and grew and grew, and God blessed each generation with laughter and happiness. And there you can see Sarah over here laughing at the news from these visitors, and then their first baby, Isaac. So think about promises, and if you make a promise, what it means to keep it, and what it means to apologize if you can't keep it. And talk about Abraham and Sarah's story and their journey with their promise from God this week with your family and friends.